You didn't click this video by chance. You didn't stumble here randomly. Something, call it your higher self, call it the law, call it God, brought you here. Because today, you're going to hear 2 commands that force large sums of money into your life. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Most people will never hear them in their lifetime, and even if they do, they hear them wrong. They treat them like wishes, like begging, and that's why their life never changes. But you are not here to beg. You are here to command. Neville Goddard taught that your imagination is the power of God. What you impress upon it, you become. And your words? They are not random sounds. They are laws. They are decrees. Think about it. How many times have you said, I can't afford it? Money is hard. I never have enough. Every time you spoke it, life bent itself to obey. Not because life hates you, but because it's obedient. It listens. It mirrors. It reflects. Now imagine reversing it. Imagine speaking 2 words so charged with power that money bends the same way, but toward you. That's what this video is about. 2 commands, 2 decrees, that, when spoken and used correctly, drive wealth toward you like a flood. But here's the warning. If you only learn the words and stop there, they will not work. They collapse. They backfire. That's why you must stay until the end, because I will show you not just what the commands are, but how and when to use them so they work without fail. So settle in, because you are about to walk out of this video knowing exactly how to manifest large sums of money with nothing more than your words. Let's be brutally honest. If manifesting money were truly hard, why is it that some people, with no degree, no special background, no miracle opportunities, suddenly find themselves holding checks, signing contracts, and living in abundance, while others grind for years and still struggle to pay rent? It isn't luck. It isn't fate. It's law. But here's the problem. Most people unknowingly command the law in the wrong direction. They wake up each morning rehearsing poverty. They repeat the same sentences. It's too hard. I never have enough. I'm trying my best. They think they're describing their life, but they're not describing anything. They're creating it. Neville Goddard said it clearly. Your inner speech mirrors your outer world. And you've seen it. The person who constantly says, I'm always broke, somehow always stays broke. The one who says, I never catch a break, never seems to catch one. Because words are not harmless. They are seeds. And once planted, they must grow. And before we go further, let me say this. If something in these words is already hitting you in the chest, if you can feel that this is bigger than just another video, then make sure you subscribe right now. Not for me, for you. Because every week, we go deeper into these hidden laws of wealth, the ones that most people never hear and never apply. If you miss what's coming next, you'll miss the exact way these 2 commands are meant to work in your life. So subscribe, stay close, and let's keep going. Think about it this way. When you say, I can't afford this, you're not giving an opinion. You're issuing a command, a decree, and life obeys it with military precision. Doors close, opportunities vanish, bills rise. The more you beg, the more powerless you feel. And the more powerless you feel, the more you beg. It's a cycle, and it's cruel. That's why most people live their entire life chasing money like a shadow. The harder they chase, the further it slips away. But let me pull the curtain back for you. The wealthy don't beg. They don't repeat words of lack. They speak as if money has already answered them. While most people say, I hope I can make it, the wealthy declare, this is mine. While most whisper, please, let me have enough, the wealthy command, it flows to me. And here's the truth most teachers never tell you. The universe doesn't reward effort. It doesn't care how many hours you work, how many side hustles you run, how many sleepless nights you spend worrying. It rewards identity. It rewards the one who commands with certainty. So let me ask you, what have you been commanding lately? Every time you check your bank balance and say, "This isn't enough," you are commanding lack. Every time you look at a bill and whisper, "I don't know how I'll pay this," you are commanding fear. Every time you say, "It's too late for me," you are commanding delay. And the law obeys, not because it's against you, but because it cannot resist you. Here's what makes this video different from every other manifestation teaching you've ever heard. Today, you're not just going to wish for money. You're not just going to hope or visualize or try harder. Today, you're going to step into the one role most people never dare to take, the one who commands. But let me warn you again, these commands are not toys. They are not mantras you casually chant once and forget. They are laws. And when you speak them correctly, reality bends. This is why you must stay with me. Because if you stop after learning the words, you'll fail. You'll say them lightly. You'll doubt. And doubt is the death of power. But if you learn how to use them, if you learn when to release them, and if you let them sink into your bones until they become who you are, then something extraordinary happens. Large sums of money begin moving toward you. Unexpected payments appear. Opportunities rise out of nowhere. Debts dissolve. And your old identity, the one who chased, who begged, who struggled, begins to die. So here's the truth. The life you're living right now is nothing but a mirror of your past words. Your income, your bills, your struggles. They are the echo of yesterday's inner speech. But tonight, right here in this video, you will begin a new echo. One that bends reality in your favor. One that flips the script. One that makes large sums of money move toward you, because they recognize you as the one who commands them. The first command is coming soon. But don't lean forward yet. Because before you hear it, you must understand this. The command is not the magic. You are. Stay with me. Because at the halfway mark, the first command will be revealed. And once you hear it, once you feel it, you'll know why you didn't stumble here by accident. This is your shift, and it begins now. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Most people who stumble across power never misuse it. They don't misuse it because they never use it at all. They get close. They hear a word here, a phrase there. They repeat it once or twice, hoping life will shift. And when nothing happens, they shrug and go back to begging. That's why their story never changes. That's why most people will never know what you are about to discover in just a few minutes. Think of it like this. Imagine a king seated on his throne. A servant rushes in and says, "Your Majesty, please grant me food, grant me shelter, grant me gold." If the king is wise, he doesn't beg his own throne, he commands. Now here's the tragedy. Most people spend their entire lives begging from their own throne. They are the ones with the authority, yet they kneel to their own doubt. They whisper, "Please let me have enough." And life mirrors their whisper back. But wealth doesn't respond to begging. Wealth doesn't respond to desperation. Wealth responds to decree. This is why the first command must be revealed carefully. Because if you hear it too soon, you'll treat it lightly. You'll think, "Oh, it's just words." And words spoken lightly collapse. They lose their edge. But when spoken from authority, when spoken with feeling, when spoken from the state of already having, then they are no longer words. They are law. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how easy it is for fear to multiply? One fearful thought at night, and suddenly your chest tightens, your heart pounds, and by morning, every part of your life feels heavier. But it works the same way with power. One sentence spoken with authority can ripple through your entire world. One inner decree can make money rearrange itself on your behalf. Neville Goddard said, "Words are clothed with reality." That means when you speak from your inner throne, life has no choice but to dress your words in flesh, in money, in events. But here's the danger. If you only speak once, without belief, without repetition, your words fade like smoke. They never take root. That's why most manifestation teachings fail. They give you a phrase, they tell you to repeat it, but they never teach you the state. They never show you the difference between begging and commanding. And that's why you must hear both commands. Because one without the other is like fire without air. It sparks for a moment, then dies out. But together, they complete the circuit. They generate momentum that cannot be stopped. I need you to imagine this. Picture a magnet pulling iron toward itself. The magnet doesn't beg. It doesn't hope. It simply is. Its very nature commands attraction. This is what the first command does. It awakens the magnet inside you. It makes large sums of money move toward you by law, not chance. But don't get too close yet. Because if you release the first command without the second, your magnet flickers. Money may come, but it will slip away just as quickly. That's why the second command is just as important. It is the anchor, the seal, the completion. So, what do you do now? You wait with me at the edge of the cliff, because in just a moment, at the 12-minute mark, the first command will be revealed. And once you hear it, once you feel it, something inside you will shift. But remember, it will not work if you click away, because hearing the word is not enough. You must know when to use it, how to carry it, how to let it shape your state. Without that, it's like holding lightning in your hand and never striking. Stay here, because you are seconds away from the first command, the decree that begins to force large sums of money into your life. And when you hear it, you'll know exactly why you didn't stumble on this video by chance. Before I reveal the first command, let me say this. If you've made it this far, you already know. This isn't just another video. This is different. And if you don't want to miss the exact way to use these commands, the way that makes them actually work, then do yourself a favor. Hit subscribe right now. Not for me, for you. Because once you step into this knowledge, you're not going back. And each video we share goes deeper, unlocking more of the laws that most people never hear in their lifetime. So, subscribe, stay close, and let's reveal the first command together. This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've heard the build-up, you've felt the tension, and now, the first command is ready to be spoken. Take a breath, because what I'm about to say isn't a phrase, it's a law. The first command is this: my word is law. Let it hit you. Say it softly to yourself. My word is law. Do you feel what happens inside? Your chest lifts, your spine straightens, your mind sharpens. Because with this command, you step out of the crowd of beggars and into the throne of the commander. No more hoping, no more pleading, no more whispering like your words don't matter. From this moment on, when you speak, reality bends. Neville Goddard said, "Words clothed in feeling create reality." When you say, "My word is law," with conviction, you're no longer describing life. You're decreeing it. You're no longer asking. You're commanding. This is the identity shift almost nobody makes. The ordinary person wakes up every day and mutters, "I don't know how I'll make it." But the one who lives by this law declares, "What I say becomes." Picture this. You're standing in a store, holding something you've wanted for months. Maybe it's that new phone, a jacket, even a plane ticket. The old you would sigh, put it back on the shelf, whispering, "Not yet. I can't afford it." But the new you, the commander, new, doesn't shrink. You breathe, shoulders back, and declare, "My word is law." And then you decree, "This is already mine." Suddenly the universe starts moving. A discount flashes at checkout. A payment you forgot about clears. Someone gifts you exactly what you wanted. Why? Because law doesn't ask permission. Law rearranges reality to obey. Or imagine this. You check your account late at night. The number staring back at you is smaller than you hoped. The old you would spiral, stressing, replaying the fear until morning. But the commander smiles and whispers, "My word is law," and then decrees, "This account is overflowing." And within days, a new client appears, a bonus hits, an unexpected stream of money opens. Because when you live by law, lack cannot stay. You've spoken the first command. You've felt the throne under your words. My word is law. But here is the danger. Every law faces resistance. Bills, doubts, delays, setbacks. They all rise like shadows, testing your decree. And if you don't know the second command, your law flickers. It burns bright for a moment, then dies out under pressure. That's why the second command exists. It doesn't just create law. It makes it unbreakable. The second command is this: nothing can resist my command. Say it. Whisper it. Nothing can resist my command. Do you feel the difference? The first command lit the fire. The second command makes it untouchable, unstoppable, unresistible. Now, when obstacles rise, they don't stand against you. They kneel. Picture this. You've just decreed, my word is law, money flows to me now. And then, your car breaks down. The old you would panic. See? Nothing works. I'm cursed. But the commander doesn't flinch. You stand taller, voice steady, and declare, nothing can resist my command. Suddenly what looked like a disaster becomes a doorway. A refund appears. A side job drops in your lap. Someone covers the repair for you. Because nothing can resist. You've spoken the first command. You've felt the throne under your words. My word is law. But here's the danger. Every law faces resistance. Bills, doubts, delays, setbacks. They all rise like shadows, testing your decree. And if you don't know the second command, your law flickers. It burns bright for a moment, then dies out under pressure. That's why the second command exists. It doesn't just create law, it makes it unbreakable. The second command is this: nothing can resist my command. Say it. Whisper it. Nothing can resist my command. Do you feel the difference? The first command lit the fire. The second command makes it untouchable, unstoppable, unresistible. Now, when obstacles rise, they don't stand against you. They kneel. Picture this. You've just decreed, my word is law. Money flows to me now. And then, your car breaks down. The old you would panic. See? Nothing works. I'm cursed. But the commander doesn't flinch. You stand taller, voice steady, and declare, nothing can resist my command. Suddenly, what looked like a disaster becomes a doorway. A refund appears, a side job drops in your lap, someone covers the repair for you. Because nothing can resist. You've spoken the first command. You've felt the throne under your words. My word is law. But here's the danger. Every law faces resistance. Bills, doubts, delays, setbacks. They all rise like shadows, testing your decree. And if you don't know the second command, your law flickers. It burns bright for a moment, then dies out under pressure. That's why the second command exists. It doesn't just create law, it makes it unbreakable. The second command is this: nothing can resist my command. Say it. Whisper it. Nothing can resist my command. Do you feel the difference? The first command lit the fire. The second command makes it untouchable, unstoppable, unresistible. Now, when obstacles rise, they don't stand against you. They kneel. Picture this. You've just decreed, my word is law. Money flows to me now. And then, your car breaks down. The old you would panic. See? Nothing works. I'm cursed. But the commander doesn't flinch. You stand taller, voice steady, and declare, nothing can resist my command. Suddenly, what looked like a disaster becomes a doorway. A refund appears, a side job drops in your lap, someone covers the repair for you. Because nothing can resist. Here's the deeper truth. These commands are not just words you speak at random. They are an identity you carry. Everywhere you go, every step you take, every breath you breathe, you walk as the one whose word is law, and the one whose command nothing can resist. When doubt whispers, you decree. When fear rises, you decree. When desire appears, you decree. Not once, not lightly, but as a ruler. And don't miss this. Sometimes proof begins small. A stranger covers your coffee. A discount shows up where you didn't expect it. A small payment hits your account out of nowhere. Most people shrug it off. Oh, that's nothing. But you know better. These are cracks in the old world. Proof that the veil is tearing. Signs that the law is alive. So you honor them. You smile and you speak again. My word is law. Nothing can resist my command. And as you do, the cracks widen, the floodgates open, and large sums of money pour in. This is why I told you not to click away early. Because only now do you know the whole circuit. When to speak it, how to hold it, how to seal it. Now you don't just know the commands, you are the commander. So tonight, before you sleep, whisper them into the silence. Tomorrow, when life tests you, release them again, and watch what happens. Because from this day forward, large sums of money no longer have a choice. They must obey. Now you know the two commands. My word is law. Nothing can resist my command, but knowing them isn't enough. You must master 3 things, and if you do, wealth has no choice but to follow. First, when to speak it. Don't waste these commands on casual chatter. They are not mantras to mumble. They are decrees to release when it matters most. When doubt rises. When bills appear. When desire seems too far. That's when you speak, with authority, and life bends to obey. Second, how to hold it. Once spoken, you don't second guess. You don't check the soil every 5 minutes to see if the seed has sprouted. You hold the decree like a king holds his crown, steady, silent, unshakable. The moment you doubt, you undo the law. But when you hold it, reality has no option but to align. Third, how to seal it. This is where most people fail. They speak law, but they never seal it. Sealing means adding the second command. Nothing can resist my command. This closes every gap. It slams the door on doubt. It makes your decree unstoppable. Together, these 3 steps form the chain. Speak, hold, seal. And once that chain is forged, it cannot break. So here's what I want you to do right now. Stamp it into reality by writing it in the comments. My word is law. Nothing can resist my command. When thousands of us declare it together, it's no longer just a phrase. It becomes a movement. It becomes law in the field itself. And if this message shook something inside you, if you felt the shift, then do yourself a favor and subscribe right now. Because this is not the end. It's only the beginning. Each video takes you deeper into the hidden laws that most people will never hear. And once you live by them, you'll never beg life again. So tonight, whisper it before you sleep. Tomorrow, decree it when you rise. And watch, because the game has changed forever. My word is law. Nothing can resist my command. Money has no choice anymore. It bends, it obeys, it comes. I hope you enjoyed this journey, and I'll see you in the next one.